Okay. I think I'm streaming now. Let's see. No, YouTube's not getting a broadcast. Oh no, I'm live. I think I'm live. Yeah, I'm live. Okay. Can I get on the dashboard? Here it is. It's not letting me see chat though. It just says something went wrong. Am I live? Hmm. Game Endeavors here. What's up? Nice to see you. All right, I can see chat now. All right. So we're doing more Zelda stuff. Nothing I haven't done before. I just haven't done it in a while. This one's just gonna be a flat out Zelda 1 clone. That's all I got so far. I've also got a checklist of what's gotta happen. Let me move this here. So, gotta make the old man disappear when we get the sword. We have to play an animation when we get the sword, and we need to display the sword in the user interface. So we'll start with item get acquisition animation. So let's do this. I think I still have this set to use an external editor, which I'm not doing. Yeah, don't like Zed. Do I have? Yes, okay, cool. So open up our player scene. So that little guy. Currently just have walking and swinging animations. So let's do item get. Assets, trying out, just keeping all my assets in one folder so that if I decide to swap these out for something else later, should be no big deal. Also trying out using animated sprites as much as possible rather than using animation players. Still like animation players for anything slightly complex, but if I'm playing everything at the same frame rate, the same size. Animated sprites are perfect. I suppose this, but there's gotta be a better one, right? For like the da-na-na-na. Guess that's what we got for now. All right. So we'll give him a new state, I guess. Type. Animation. No. Sprite. Play. I don't get. So I want. Do I have a change state function? Or am I just setting the state in the script? State default, sword activate. What does the sword do? Okay, we just set the state directly. So I need our dialog trigger. So I've got a dialog. Hold on, let me go back to the cave. Keep closing things. Okay. When the player walks on here, it runs this code. We just print the dialogue and then delete ourselves. And this printing dialogue pauses the game. So after that, I guess we can switch straight into how did I do it here? User state equals user state swing. So state, I don't get it. Herrick, Mr. Squarepeg, what's up, guys? Welcome. It's good to see familiar faces, familiar usernames at least. Yeah, I am trying real hard to do this more frequently. All right, dangerous to go alone. Take this. All right. So there's that. Oh. Happy to be back. So I suppose I'll just make a... I'm just gonna stick this straight into the player scene for now. Sometimes I feel like I try to make things too, like, extendable for later. For things like, I don't know. I had a previous version of this project last time I streamed. And I was working too much like every code that I write had to be reused somehow. Rather than I just need to write more code that works right now. I can spend a lot of hours doing it first. I could spend a lot of hours doing it later too. I just gotta get it done first. So for now, we're just gonna stick a sprite. Yep, new Zelda thingies. That's all I do is Zelda thingies. things. So, hidden by default. I will make you non-ready. All right. Right now, I kind of just want to makes reusable code, never reuses it. Yes, exactly. All right. So there's that. Imagine a do playing. It's slightly offset. Let me make it pixel perfect real quick. Plus 0.5. Game Endeavor, you taught me that you could do math things straight into the inspector. So thank you for that. All right. Da-na-na-na. All right. It's a very powerful trick, yeah. Okay, so now we are frozen in place. I want this to show for like 1 second and then play another dialog box. Do I have a way to track the time we are in a state yet? I tend to do something like this. No. Flow equals 0. And then I don't like that I'm just changing the states directly. So I can either make a function out here for change state, or I could do set get stuff so that anytime the state is changed, we can reset the state time to 0, and then in physics process, we're just always gonna do state time plus equals delta. I don't remember how to do set gets right now. So I'll make a change state function. Oh, the tile map spawning? That's awesome. I think there's been so many changes to tile maps in the last few years that I keep like trying to come up with new ways of placing objects into the scene, and then they'll change it like from like I think it was between 4.2 to 4.3 they changed the tile maps a lot, and then they changed it again to make them layers. And now I'm just placing things directly into the scene. But I like that trick. There's a lot of things that you can do with tile maps and just placing tiles and replacing them with real objects later. State equals new state, state time equals 0. So I want after 1 second. Tile maps are so convoluted, yeah. Do you remember in Godot 2 when you had to create a scene with like static body, shape, pretend that's a collision shape, right, and then do that for like everything that you wanted as a tile? That was some dark times. But if state time is greater than 1, we will change the state back to default, and we will hide the sprite again. Okay, well, this isn't what I want to do yet. I still want to show it for a second, then run a dialog, and then maps of Godot 2 are the best. Oof. Oh, that's way too fast. All right, if state time. Oh, because I didn't change the state properly here. That's in caves, dialog trigger, body, change state, right? Something like that. All right. So that's not nothing. I could leave it there, but I need a dialog box to show. So let's go back here. We're just gonna throw all this logic straight into the player script. Why not? For dialogue, I gave it up and just adapted using a dialogue manager, which is handy. Yeah, I like dialogic. I was working on a visual novel type project with a friend, and I just wanted to use dialogic. But in this case, the dialogue here is pretty simple. And I'm not against using plugins, but I did want to make sure I still know how to make it myself. Use dialogic 2 minutes square peg, nice. All right, so if state time is greater than 1, we're not gonna do that. We're going to UI print dialog, you got the sword. So while this is active, in this print dialog function, we do pause the whole game and then we wait until the dialog text is completed. So theoretically, after 1 second, it should print this, and then if I just do another one of these, state time should not be processing while this happens. Something like that. Or whatever. I don't know. We're just trying to get things to work right now. 1 second. You got the sword. Oh. Yeah. Don't do it like that. Print dialog. We need to make it not do this anymore. I mean, make an additional states. I can make an additional variable to see if we already printed the item get dialog. Let's do that. Why not? Let's do a state. I don't want to add more random stuff. Let's just do a... We just need it. Yeah, why not? I don't know. If state time is greater than 1. Sure. Try that. I love that Godot runs the game in the editor now. Do I need that? Do I even need the extra pause? We can just move after that. State ball. Okay, let's just do this. Jadosi, what's up? Good to see you too. Okay, and we just need to hide it after that. Item get sprite. Item. Okay, hiding too early. Can I do that? Will that work? Please? You just realized it's cornflake swap? Oh my gosh. Yeah, a lot of people think my name's really dumb, and they realize that, and then they don't think it's less dumb. Became a college dropout a few months ago. Hey, I did that about 5 years ago. Focus on getting a driving permit and a job fast. I don't have a car. I guess it depends where you live, but Chicago, I have not needed a license. But yeah, it's good to hear. Um, France and Belgium's different. Fair enough. Yeah. Well, why did I have the idea that public transit outside of the States is generally better? Also, I'm just gonna stick this into. I'm just gonna put this here. Don't tell anyone. Oops. Plan on doing open air markets because I work 3 days out of 5 and like focus on my projects. What do you mean by open air markets? What would you be doing at that? I'm thinking like farmers markets right now, but maybe I'm misunderstanding. So this is working. Yahoo! You got the sword. Cool. Which means I poop here. I mean, I do. Isn't that what home is? The place where you poop? Chicago. Alright. I don't know how to put in exact words. Wake up early, get produce from a farm, then go to a big place in town instead of. Yeah, okay. I farmers markets. I've got a farmers market running right outside my apartment. In uptown Chicago. And I've got one of my coworkers' second jobs is he works for I think they're called CSAs, community supported agriculture. So he sells, or he like divvies up shares of crops and stuff, and you subscribe to it and you just get whatever amount they're able to harvest, whatever percentage that you bought. And I think that kind of thing is really cool. I don't really cook much for myself though, so I've got no personal reason to have that much fresh produce in my house. All right, let's change the player hearts to 3. How do we do that, you may ask? Fantastic question. I haven't worked on this in a while. Here we are. Over-engineered state machine tool. All right. Is this in Godot or in a different engine? And what makes it over-engineered, and why are you over-engineering it? I'm gonna consider this issue complete. I was doing item get on sword acquisition. Player should lose control for a few seconds as the character lists the item. After a second or two, a dialog box should appear introducing the item. Yes. Alright. I'm trying to get better at using Git in general. So let's see if I can commit this properly. Okay, I'm not gonna. Alright, I want. No. I don't want to do hearts right now. Oh, uncheck. Okay. So we'll do add item get animation. And then we'll say closes number 3. Now theoretically, you can hit this, push it, refresh, and it works. Huzzah. And then I can go to my project, I can move this to done, and we proceed. State machine, the states are to have no code. Instead, their components do stuff, and then you register the functions and signals of these components in a signal bus, which the states can listen to. To me, that sounds like ECS. Am I wrong? Entity component system? Somewhat? Register the functions and signals. Yeah, entity component system is where you have a list of entities, which are just random identifiers that, okay, you have an entity that can have any number of components, and those components can be any like variable or, yeah, any variable that can be different between each entity, including like their position, their speed, their name, stuff like that. And then you have systems acting on every entity that has that component, either every frame or just at certain times. I don't know how to explain it, but look up ECS and see if that's similar. I use it a bit. Oh, let me see if I can pull it up. Part piece. Part piece. I used it here. So this is Love 2D. It's called ECS, Entity Component System. And okay, this is embarrassing because you're gonna see the exact same project here. Look, this is another Zelda 1. That's why this project is called Another Zelda 1 Remake, because I've done this about a dozen times already. Anyway, some of the components would be position, velocity, collision, sprite. So certain things that you might see as nodes in Godot, but instead of those nodes directly having scripts, you instead have systems that act upon those components in different ways. So for example, the move system acts on every entity that has a velocity, a speed, a move direction, and an on-screen component. So every single frame, it's going to search for every entity that has those, and then it'll run this code on those components. Find a better teacher than me, because I haven't actually touched this in 3 years, it seems. But that's what things like, what is that engine? The Rust engine. Bevy uses ECS. I think Unreal uses ECS. But I'm not sure. Hey Leonardo, welcome. Godot Fest at Munich. I will see what they announced there. Only a dozen years. The feeling of doing and redoing a thing like turn-based combat. I mean, it feels good to like kind of visualize your code getting better and better each time, but I think it might feel better when I finally actually release a Zelda project and I can move on from this. But I'm not doing this as a job. I'm just trying to practice my hobby, you know? All right, so we got the item get animation. It runs a dialog, and we can leave. We still need to show that we got the sword. We need the old man to disappear. I think I want to do that first. So I want this to be based off of the Game Boy Zelda games, but I kind of like the animation that we got in Zelda 1, where I'm gonna say, so he disappears right after I grab the sword, but I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I'll do it right. Right when we grab the sword, he'll disappear like that, and then the dialogue will play. How about that? So we need to make a funny little flicker animation for this guy up here. So let's go caves, old man. We're gonna give you. Do you guys use built-in scripts ever? Does anybody do that? Because I think I don't like using them when I'm using an external editor, but I'm trying to get back into just using the Godot editor for everything. Never, never, ever. All right, all right, all right, all right. That's not then. So you'll pop up dialogue of how to use the sword after he disappears. We never speak of that feature. Okay. I won't do it then. I think it makes sense for, like, if you have a very specialized script that will only ever happen in one scene. But I suppose it makes it harder for Git and stuff like that. Alright, let's put this in tiles. Sorry, old man, you are a tile. Only uses Godot editor and never uses built-in scripts. Okay. Oh, I see. He doesn't even need a script. What am I doing? Delete, 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 save. So we'll just do, always do one scene, one script. I tend to do that. I started trying to like the dialogue. No, yeah, I guess I also do one screen, one script. Like something like my UI might have several scripts, but I think the dialogue box and the hearts could be different scenes and not everything in UI. I also like went a long time where I just play an animation when receiving a signal. Yep, that's what I just realized I could do instead. I also tried to avoid using globals for anything, but I think it makes sense for UI. Like the only time in the game that we won't have the UI will be like in the main menu, I think. Otherwise, a lot of things might be asking the UI to do stuff like dialogue. So I like globals. I decided I like everything that lets me develop the feature and move on, you know? So, caves, dialogue trigger. We'll say, yeah, once this happens, we'll emit a signal. Signal, I signal on. Wait, we can just connect. Yeah, no, we don't need a new signal. What am I doing? What am I doing? All right, let's go to animation player. Define a new animation for you, old man. Oh, he already has an animation player. Why did I think that I just added that in just now? All right. Disappear. And it'll be animation visibility. And it'll be something like Why is the snap so low? What is it? How do you change that? I don't know. Visible. Invisible. How do you copy and paste? Yes. That's too much. All right, now I need to know, how do I make the snapping? Is this? It is. Okay. No, it's not. It's gonna be a 1 second animation. Apply snapping to timeline cursor, but not that one. It'll be, okay, not that. Got over 20 autoloads, and that's not considering the static variables I put on resources that function like globals themselves. Managing resources, I've never had a problem with them. That. Then I will continue to use them a lot. Wait, no, it is this. It is this. It is this. Okay. I remember. Visibility. Wait. Okay, no, yeah. Invisible first. Visible second. And then copy, 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 copy. And then it should end on invisible. Da-na-na-na. And that should happen faster. Is there like a way where if I change this, it'll like, is there like a shrink the whole animation kind of thing? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, can I cut this in half and also move everything? Like, can I scale animation keys? Is that what I'm trying to say? If you wish. Damn. Add it to Godot proposals. I suppose I could just increase the animation speed once it triggers. Like the speed scale, I mean. Oh, I could just, yeah, I can change the speed scale right here. Is that legal? I think so. Let's do 3. Boop, boop, boop. Alright, that might not be a long enough animation, but let's try it. And then I want to clever. I thought you were gonna say that's dirty, so I'm glad to hear. I suppose I gotta put it here. Does he need a script? I think he needs a script. I think he needs a script. Does he need a script? I'll see you, Herrick. Good to see you. Yeah, I'll try to stream more often. Can't you play the old man animation from the caves node? The cave script is a generic script, so I can't add like custom per cave logic here. I think I was planning on just any custom logic that I need per object in a scene will just have their own scripts, but I'm not sure if I like that either. But that's what I've signed up for as of now. So I'm gonna give him a script. It's okay. It's okay. On player trigger, sure. And then this is probably going to want an argument, but I won't use it, so I'll underscore that. Animation player play disappear. And then I also want him to die in real life. Right here. Okay. And then we connect. Oh no, we can't. Can we connect it right there? Like, I could connect it from the editor. I'm just gonna make this disappear. And then in the dialog trigger, so I think what I would really like is for this dialog trigger to be a part of the old man. Because right now the dialog trigger is generic and can be used other places. But yeah, we'll just do this right now. How do you like there's like a thing. Yeah, how do I do this? Well, now I if I'm doing that, I don't need the freaking. Okay, hold on. Just bear with me here. Sure, whatever. Okay. Maybe not the cleanest. That's okay. We'll set idle to be the auto start. We'll hit run. It's gonna do exactly what I need it to. Oh, well, okay. Do need that. Let's do this. Let's go. Let's go. All right, it's happening too early. I need it to happen. It shouldn't happen until... Oh, because I have the old man set to process. Don't do that. Okay, inherit. We got this, gang. The reason I had his process mode was because I want him to still be moving left and right while we're in the dialogue, because very annoyingly, if you have the tree set to paused, your animated tiles don't pause. And I saw some dirty workarounds for it, and I'm just not going to deal with that. So I'm like, you know what? Animations will play while dialogue boxes are open. Except for in this case. So I guess I can do always, and then set the animation player to pausable. Okay, but his speed scale was sped up there, wasn't it? Because I don't have a reset track for that. Okay, idle. We'll set the speed scale to 1 here. Or does it need to be in both, or can it just be in the reset track? I'm not sure. I know this is working just fine. Go here, It's animated normally. It's dangerous to go alone. He's no longer animated. Why is that? Mode. Process. Always. Oh, because he's not an animated sprite. Silly. So yeah, no, that's not gonna play. Alright. I don't want you to stop. I want you to stay animated. So, you're in. Oh, bye. Excuse me. You're disappearing too fast, man. Alright, run the animation after the dialogue, okay? Alright, what if I just. Oh, what? Oh, wait. Does this do anything for me? He's still animated. And he disappears. Alright, we're leaving it at that. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. Weird question. Have you ever found a way to do a variable that you can see but can't edit in editor? Like serialized field in Unity. I'm not familiar with Unity. Perhaps I think if I ever need to do something like that, I just open up the remote and then look at whatever's here. But I'm not totally sure what you're asking, sorry. And then usually if I need something to be displayed and not edited, I just draw it straight onto the screen as debug info. Da-na-na-na. Validate property. All right, guys, does that look good? Does that look should sword be capitalized, or should the S in sword be capitalized? Let's try it. Player you. Whoa. Whoa. Highlighted. What does that mean? Anyway. Can I like get a list of my to-dos somehow? Oh, I guess I can just. I mean, that's what I used to do, but whatever. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. Da-na-na-na. You got the sword. Cool. By the way, guys, what do you think about my hand-tiled full remake of Zelda 1? I guess I'm missing some screens. So I previously did this using... Oh, I don't have it on this computer. Never mind. Let's proceed with what we're working on, actually. I previously had it with actual Zelda tiles. Now I'm using the Awakening tile set by somebody on itch.io. So buy this if you need Zelda assets. It's not even $4 US. And he updates it too. Worth looking at. So yeah, I like had it all done in the regular Zelda, and then I needed to replace each tile with one from another sprite sheet. So I like had both of the tile sets open, and I went tile by tile and just did the fill on each one with the equivalent. Would be funny if you did a shader for each region of Zelda where you could switch the color palette. Yeah, someone did that for one of the early versions of Tetraforce, if you remember that project. I would love to do that. But for now, I've just got that different colors. Another thing I want a shader for is, technically speaking, so you see this fade in, fade out. I'm just using a smooth overlay animation, transition overlay. But it's smooth, right? I need it to, what I would like it to do is do actual color replacements on the screen and go like at 30 frames per second or whatever it is, replace them with the closest thing in the actual palette. I want to step it, but I want to step it very specifically to the exact colors that are already in the tile sets. You got a shader? Okay, send it in the Discord. I'll look at it later. What happened to Tetraforce? Me. I'm not a very what's the word? I'm not good with long-term projects. Life just got ahead of me. And last time I looked at it, like, I think January of this year, and everyone else in the core team sounded happy to continue working on it. It's literally just me. So I kind of look at this project I'm doing right now as if I can recreate Zelda 1 from start to finish as a single player game, and I could implement all the features that are in that engine, I will feel better about trying to make the multiplayer one. The multiplayer was already pretty solid. We left it in a really good point. There were just some giant bugs that I don't want to fix. There are like certain things that I didn't work on that other contributors worked on, and you can't expect them to stay on the project the entire time. So I'll read it. I'll be like, oh, I need to redo this section completely, and I just won't. Even with this project, like I just showed you that ECS Love 2D version. That was 3 years ago. So things move very slowly. Sent it on Discord. Let me just peek real quick. I don't want Discord on this monitor. Hold on. Game Boy palette overlay. Yeah, the only thing about this is I would have to. It seems to only work for like 4 total colors on the screen, and I've got a ton of potential different colors on the screen. However, okay, hold on, I gotta see if I have this other project available, because I did write a shader that'll just take like the midtones and replace it, like the hurt shader. Oh, I had that on Heart Piece. Hold on. Source shaders. It was this. So the hurt shader will, for each pixel, if it's, I guess it's, yeah. I mean, this is pretty basic, but if the red value is pretty dark, it'll make it pretty bright. If it's pretty bright, it'll make it pretty dark, and every other color. Oh no, it'll make this yellow. Hold on, let me just run it. And that's how I have the flashing animations are all programmatic. So I would do something like that, except it would, it'll be on the entire screen and it would fade it to white and then fade it back to whatever the regular colors are. So I think I theoretically have this ready to go. I gotta put that on the is that already on my to-do list? I think I put that on the to-do list very recently. No. Change smooth fade in out animations to steps with proper palettes. Yeah. Work on that later. Get out of here. Not using you. Okay. So I just did something. What did I just finish? Old man disappear animation. Number 8. So let's push this. Caves, old man, dialog trigger. Not these. Okay. It is add old man disappear animation. Closes number 8. Commits. Push. Done. Closed. Wonderful. Okay. Now we got to display equipped items in the HUD. Also want to do that. Most of these are under the first cave milestone. I'm really just trying to do the immediate features that I would need to make like a short little GIF to post on wherever people post their game dev progress these days. I guess just my Discord. I think my Twitter got deactivated. I don't remember. I don't think I did it myself. I think it would make sense if I did it myself because I don't like Twitter. But I don't remember closing it myself. Blue Sky. Yeah, I've got Blue Sky. And Mastodon and stuff. What are people on these days? I think it's Blue Sky, right? I'm not on either. I'm not like active on either. I mean, I've got accounts. But yeah, I'll hop on that Blue Sky once I start posting things again. Okay. Blue Sky, okay. Post your art, nice. All right, since I'm cheating, I'm literally just trying to do this for the GIF, right? So I can hard code things into the HUD right now. It's legal, it's allowed, it's fine. Social media, ugh, right? How do I want the HUD to look? Hard code scandalous. It's hard code or no code at this rate with the amount of projects I've had for the last 5 years, so they don't got like the little brackets that the items go into in Link's Awakening. these guys. Oh, that's another. I need the little indicator when you're in the dialogue. Oh, I also need that it stretches, or it scales up from 0 the Y in a couple frames. But so I need the animation, I need this little indicator. I already have these written down, I think. Animation, indicator. Oh, see you, Josie. Thanks for coming. Kinda just want the one from Link's Awakening. So, all right. Just copied this in. This is the other nearly identical version of this project. Scan projects. Zelda archive. Yeah. Oh my god, that's green. Wow, I didn't realize how washed this tile set looks in comparison. Ooh, that hurts my eyes. Also, yeah, okay. Anyway, here's oh, function doesn't. This. Okay. Man, what changed? Maybe I can't run this, or maybe I need do I have Godot's installed? So what Linux distros we running these days, team? Because I know y'all want to get off Windows. Come on. Come launch. Finish. Where is even... Oh. content. Ah. All right. That's okay. We don't need to show that. I was going to that project to steal assets. I'll just steal the assets. Data. It's not VFX. It's not actors. Why is my UI code in scripts? Or in core, I mean. Oh, I don't have Sprite installed. Alright. Alright. Let's go. Do I have Krita? Do I have Pinta? Yes. Does not contain an image. Go back. Projects. Zelda. Core. UI. Drag her in. I just want this part. And I'll go back to AZ1 RUI assets. Toss her in here. That A and B are gonna get me sued. Is there close enough? Yeah, I'll take these. We'll do color pick, fill, cursor so finicky here. Okay. A. And B. Kind of looks like an 8. Permission denied. Okay. Rights. Texture. UI. Region. Edit. Take that little bit we just back. Take this. Good. Get her over here. Lock them. So now we got that. I don't like how it looks. Oops, I closed it. That's fine. Oh, Godot's installed. Cool. Just want to see if this will let me open my project, or if it's lost forever. Edits. Don't show. Alright, can I run you? I can. So this version's got more going for it. Do I have the cave? Oh, I even have the transition. This is the last thing I worked on stream, was picking up the sword and implementing that feature. This one also has working inventory. And this one also has the shader, I believe. VFX, actor GD shader. Yep. Cool. Yeah, a lot more going on in this version. But more or less the same thing. Gotta start moving things over. The thing that I really, really like, speaking of having to make everything data driven and not just placing items in the scene, I had this really complicated, not that complicated, but kind of complicated scene linking plugin so that every time I place down an exit in the world somewhere, this this tile itself has custom data that says it's an exit, so it gets added to this exit list. If I were to stick another one down with the tile map right here, reload this size 15, this is at 11079, so it would be, oh no, it's not. It is 11979. I can't read. It's U. So I could say this is new exit. The linked map is gonna be, oh, it asked me to select Sword Cave, and it links to one of the exits there. If I were to use the same map, it'll have all the available exits on the same map. I think that shit's really cool, personally. But pretty over-engineered. Anyway, that's why we're not using this project anymore. That's why we're doing another Zelda 1 remake instead. Alright. Time for more hard-coded stuff. Items. Look at how it looks. Okay, so that, then it has the level 1 next to it. So we want you to be hidden at first. And then when the player gets the sword, it'll show. And that's in dialog trigger. We want it to appear right away. So before the awaits, we do UI show sword. Oh wait, that's too early. That gets the point across. A lot of that will have to be redone when I start adding in an actual inventory system, which I've got the code for. I just don't need it for the first GIF of the game. So I'll consider that good. Ah, closes 4. Do I need any of these yet? Okay. Commit. Push. Refresh. Move to done. And it's 6 p.m. Okay. I gotta go. That was not even an hour and a half. All right. Consider this a practice stream. We got some stuff done. I don't know when I'll do this again, but I'll try to. So thank you everybody who's watching, who watched from the beginning, who watched till the end, who came in and peeked. Thank you very much. I'll be around. Yeah. See ya.